The night was heavy with silence, the kind that seemed to echo louder than any sound. I lay in bed, the sheets cool and far too wide without him beside me. My fingers brushed against the empty space where he should have been, and a rush of ache swelled in my chest. I missed him, God, I missed him. Sleep wouldn't come, so I wandered to the balcony, staring out at the city. The street lamps burned soft halos into the fog, and I imagined him walking toward me, his stride so familiar I could picture every detail, the way his shoulders tilted slightly, the way his hair always caught the light. My mind painted him as vividly as if he were truly there, framed by the night. Closing my eyes, I let myself fall into memory. It was a summer afternoon when I first realized how deep I'd fallen. We had been sprawled on the grass, his head propped on my arm. He'd turned suddenly, sunlight flickering over his smile, and whispered something silly that made me laugh. But in that laughter, I saw forever. My chest had tightened with a truth I could never put into words. I loved him completely, irreversibly. Now alone, the memory pressed against me like a phantom embrace. I could almost feel his breath at my neck, the warmth of his palm against my skin. My body ached with wanting, with needing. The doorbell rang. I froze, heart hammering at this hour. I moved cautiously, pulling open the door, and there he was. Rain clung to his hair, his clothes damp from the night. But his eyes held that same quiet fire that always undid me. I couldn't stay away, he murmured, voice rough with exhaustion, with longing. Something in me broke open. I pulled him inside, our mouths meeting before words could ruin it. His lips were cold from the night air, but they softened against mine. Urgent, desperate, I tasted rain and salt. I tasted him, and it felt like breathing again after drowning. Our bodies pressed together, every inch familiar yet electric. His hands slid into my hair, tugging me it up, breaking only long enough for him to raise his arms so I could peel it away. His skin was cool from the rain, but underneath, his warmth radiated like fire against me. I kissed him hard, my hands roaming across the ridges of his chest, down to the curve of his waist. He gasped into my mouth, fingers sliding under my shirt with a hunger that made my pulse race. His touch was frantic, as if the days apart had carved out a hunger he couldn't control. God, I need you, he breathed, his lips dragging along my jaw. I backed him toward the bedroom, each step a struggle because neither of us could stop kissing, could stop touching. By the time his legs hit the bed, we were both shaking with urgency. I pushed him gently down, hovering over him, and for a moment I just looked at him, the way his chest rose and fell, the way his lips were swollen and parted, waiting. You're beautiful, I whispered. His eyes softened, but the heat in them only grew. Then show me how much you missed me. That was all it took to unravel me. I lowered myself onto him, mouths clashing again, our hands everywhere at once, gripping, pulling, kneading. His back arched into my touch as I kissed down his chest, tasting salt and skin, drinking in every sound he made. The soft groans, the way his breath caught when my lips brushed a sensitive spot, it all drove me wild. When I returned to his mouth, his fingers tangled in my hair, pulling me into him with raw desperation. We moved together in a fevered rhythm, bodies grinding, hearts pounding as though trying to fuse into one. Every kiss, every touch was a reminder of the time we'd been apart, of the emptiness that only him could fill. I thought I'd forgotten the way you felt, he whispered against my lips, voice breaking, but I never could. I cradled his face, kissed him softly, tenderly, even as our bodies trembled with fire. And you never will, you're mine always. The night blurred into breathless gasps and whispered promises. The world outside ceased to exist. There was no rain, no silence, no distance, just the two of us, tangled in sheets and sweat and love that burned so deep it hurt in the sweetest way. By the time we collapsed into each other, his head resting against my chest, the storm inside me had calmed. His warmth seeped into me, grounding me, reminding me this was real, he was real. I don't care how far you go, I murmured into his hair, pressing a kiss to his temple. Just come back to me, always. His hand tightened over mine, his voice a whisper, always. And in that word I found peace.